Hello and welcome to another episode of For the Glory, an athlete empowerment production series brought to you by the Wattle Nest. My name is Rachel Condos-Fields and I'm very excited to introduce you to some of Australia's great sporting talent as we share their stories, celebrate their success and embrace the power of sport as a true connector within our community. Joining me today at the desk is Australian track and field athlete and Wattle Nest co-host Nana Owasu. How are you, Nana?
Thank you for having me, Rachel. I'm so excited to be here again, hear some stories from some great athletes and be inspired by their journeys.
We are super pumped to have you here today. And joining us virtually in the studio today, we are delighted to introduce you to Mr. Brent Staker, AFL legend and AFLW super coach. Welcome, Brent.
I love the intro, Rachel. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. And Nana, good morning. How are you?
No, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for talking to us today.
No dramas, no dramas. I don't know if you can hear my little baby in the background. He's just exiting the premises, so there might be a couple of little screams, or there could be a tantrum, I'm not sure, or there could be nothing.
That's okay. We're so happy to have you. I just wanted to start with, you're from Broken Hill and at the age of 18 you were drafted to West Coast. Can you talk to us a bit about how moving across the country to find your dream but leaving your family and friends at the same time? How did you deal with that being an elite athlete at such a young age?
Look, it's a good question to start with. Well, my journey started in the rural town of Broken Hill, New South Wales. A lot of people always ask, is there rugby out there, NRL? But it was mainly all AFL. And Broken Hill's heavily influenced by South Australia. We're close to the border. So we grew up playing Aussie rules. My dad was a footy player. He's a local legend and still is a local legend. He goes to the coffee shop and he's got his nickname on the cup and the games that he played, 311. So he's one of those characters. And I just was the son of a local legend. And everyone's sort of interested to see how you may end up as a kid and if you play footy and follow your dream. And cutting quite a long story short, I followed the programs through Broken Hill, played in the local team, made the development squads. And then you get to a certain point in your career where at this stage I was sort of 15, 16 and I was heavily influenced by basketball and AFL, and I sort of realised at a young age that I probably was never going to get to the NBA and be a Michael Jordan. And I was always asking, how do I get to college? How do we do this? And I just couldn't figure it out. Even we're talking here it's 1997, 98, 99, trying to figure this out. And so footy was the avenue, and basically got the opportunity to represent New South Wales ACT in a state carnival. So that's sort of what happens. You got to make the state team. They boil all the players down to pick their squad of 24, 5 or 6. And I just got super lucky. There's a little bit of luck involved. Obviously, I was talented, but I was very young, skinny, small, and got the opportunity to play for New South Wales ACT in a carnival in Tasmania in 2016. And from there, I got asked to relocate to Canberra. So after that carnival had finished for the following year, which was and that carnival, was in year 2000. So 2001, I got to relocate to Canberra. I worked went to school, at Arundel College, played footy in the under-18 competition and made the under-18 state New South Wales team, and then did the same in 2002. And that's where we got to that sort of the next fork in the road, which was getting drafted. So even though moving across from Broken Hill, New South Wales to Perth, the first big move came from Broken Hill moving to Canberra, which is the first time I saw my mum really cry. My dad had a few glassy eyes. So that was the real, I suppose, huge moment in my life where you got to leave home. My sister and all my best friends, as I left town, there was a couple of cars in the Guard of Honour, all my mates waving to me in their little Ford Lasers and stuff as we left Broken Hill. But yeah, great memories. I'm 38 now and I look back on that moment of my life and you could sort of, as a young kid, you could sort of say no, or it's not for me, or I'm scared. But I had all those feelings. Athletes, it's not easy to be an athlete and everyone has to start somewhere. And I experienced, as I say, I'm a bit older now, but your mind doesn't forget those moments and the butterflies in the stomach and the opportunity that was there that you had to go get if you took that leap, and I was happy I did it.
Yeah, congratulations on such a successful career in the AFL world, Brent. I know that you played over 100 games with West Coast Eagles, 50 with Brisbane. You coached their premiership team and was part of the coaching foundation staff for the women's. I have to ask you though, who do you barrack for?
Oh, this is controversial. This is. um, I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. Look, I barrack for West Coast. Sorry, I played for West Coast, play for Brisbane, barrack for both. But my heart is with the Carlton Footy Club. So, look, I barrack. You never forget these moments as a kid when you, for instance, for me, the 1990 preliminary final against Essendon, Carlton. I'm at home with my dad. We're cheering our brains out for Carlton to win, and they win in a thriller. 95 grand final, 93 we lose. So, yeah, I've got a bit of Carlton running through my veins, and that's the bond I have with my dad as a kid. You can't.
And do you think we're going to see little Louis take the ball to the field anytime soon?
Well, yeah, my little son Louis, his closet's already filled up with Sydney Swans for my partner. People in Brisbane have sent Brisbane Lions. I'm still waiting for West Coast. And we've got a few Carlton items in there. So, the footy is just a little red Sharon at the moment. So it's neutral. There's no favouritism on the footy, so we can't visually see colours. Well, he's not picking his colours yet, but that's one a lot of people will watch. First I've got to see if he can run around and kick a ball first.
No, congratulations to both you and Justine. We've got a little photo here of Louis too to show everybody at home. But I know that there would have been a massive transition going from playing to coaching. Can you tell us a little bit about that transition and some of the key differences?
Yeah, look, it's been the major thing there is, do you want to coach? And coaching it's a simple word. It sounds pretty easy, pretty fun. And it's you never really know what's on the other side. So if you go into that coaching world and you're about to delve into it, what's it all about? What does it mean? I'm a brand new coach, never coached. I'd sort of helped out in my final years at Brisbane in the player welfare, because I was sort of interested to get into that player welfare side. Post footy, that profession. And Craig Starcevich was the foundation and inaugural coach of the AFLW Brisbane Lions girls team. And him and I had crossed paths. I mean, I'd heard of Craig Starcevich. He's been in footy a long time, and he's followed the footy path through Western Australia, Queensland, all over the place. So he's up there. And we had crossed paths on radio. So post footy, I was doing some ABC work and a bit of SEN work, actually. Prior to SEN, it was ABC, and Stas and I had crossed paths. Anyway, at the end of 2016, because I'd retired at the end of 2015, I played footy locally in Brisbane for 2016. We crossed paths. I was overseas actually coaching and it was my first time coaching, actually, the Australian Masters team. So all the old boys that get together, there's a team that's formed, and they go over and play Ireland in an international rules game. So our eldest player was 63 at the time.
Wow.
And hasn't missed a season of footy since he was 14, this guy, and him and I are really good mates now.
Wow.
Craig called me while I was over there, or texted me and said, mate, how do you feel about your coaching? And I was like, oh, this is on text. And I think it was like, yeah, interested. Well, I'm doing this now, I'm not sure. And he goes, do you want to be part of the AFLW stuff? And I sort of said, no, not really, not for me. And I gave it some thought a bit longer while I was overseas. And I was like, yeah, I think it's not for me. I'll just sort of see what the next 12 months takes me. Anyway, he texted me again, I think about a week later, and I said, oh, mate, no, I'm all good, no dramas. Then I think by this stage I got back to Australia, and he called me again or texted me, and I said, mate, I'm sorry. Anyway, he reached out one final time. I think it got to about 4 times, and he called me. I said, all right, you got me. I'll do it. I'll give it a go. And yeah, it was huge. It was a really, I'm so thankful I took the opportunity. I stayed in the system for 5 years as an assistant coach, being a foundation coach, just seeing all the players, start fresh, come out of their local footy system and local Queensland comp. A few other girls, we didn't have too many from around Australia at the time. But I guess the key differences was clearly one, female. You had to understand where these girls are coming from, not only in their sporting background, but to a certain degree their personal life, because you need to find out what's going to make them tick, but how are you going to find the best way to get the best out of these players? So that was the first clear challenge. The second one was the change rooms. I remember my very first game, I didn't know where to look, because there's 30 girls in the room, and all our coaching staff are male, and some of our trainers were female. So at one stage, I was literally walking around the change room with the blinkers on, trying to be obvious. And then one of our girls, I think it was Emily Bates, she said, "Stakes," she goes, "Don't worry, it's all good. We're not, you know." So clearly no one was getting, stripping down, but it was just, I guess, my being in a different environment at the start. And then the other thing was probably just being a foundation coach. So what that really means, it probably didn't actually resonate and hit home until Brisbane won the grand final against Adelaide in 2021. And obviously recently they've lost the recent grand final, but we were part of a grand final in the first inaugural season of the AFLW, and in the second we lost both of those. And then season 4 and 5, we really never really got the opportunity to get there. And then season 4, we never had the opportunity. Season 5, we get there. Season 4 got cut off with COVID. Sorry. And then season 5 was amazing. So we got to have that moment. So there's probably some of the key moments of the journey that hit me right now. But it was a great opportunity, and I'm very happy I got to do it.
And what do you think the girls would use to describe you if they could pick 3 words, Brent?
Fun. I don't know if you've done a survey to find out what these words are, Rachel, but fun would be one. Probably serious at times as well, so it contradicts each other, but I reckon they were maybe a little bit scared at times. You want that.
I think I've heard them use the word intense. I don't know if that's fair.
Okay, maybe
intense.
That's probably because you want them to feel like you're in charge. You've got to have that authority as a coach. So maybe a bit intense, and then I think I was always one of those people that was social as well. So I enjoyed the social side. Never missed an opportunity for a barbecue or to catch up with a few people. So
I can vouch for the social side, but I won't share those stories on camera. That's okay. Hey, Brent, we've actually run out of time. I can't believe how quickly that's gone. But before we finish up, Nana is a real lover of games, and she likes to play games with all of our guests at the end. And today she's going to do what we call the Fast Four. But I'll hand over to Nana and she can tell you the rules.
So I've got a couple sporting questions for you. So the first one is, what is the nickname of the Australian hockey team, men's hockey team?
Hockey Roos.
What sport?
Wrong, by the way. The Kookaburras.
Oh,
I didn't even know that. You pulled me up on that one, Rachel.
Oh, the girls are the Hockey Roos.
The girls are the Hockey Roos. Yeah,
the girls are the Hockey Roos. Ooh, my next question for you is, how many people are on the field for a hockey game?
I'm going to say, in one team or total?
One team.
I'm going to say 15.
Ooh, close, 11. My next question for you is, do you know what the name of the Australian athletics team is?
No pressure.
Ouch. No, I don't, but I'm going to say I was thinking something with coat of arms. I won't go there. No, I don't. I'll be honest, I don't know that.
It's called the Australian Flames.
Oh, wow.
You won't forget that now.
No, you won't forget that. And my final question for you is, when you get 3 strikes in a row in a bowling match, what is the term for that?
A bowling match?
10-pin bowling.
10-pin bowling.
10-pin bowling. That is going to be I do know it.
I'll give you a hint. It's an animal.
A turkey.
Yes.
Beautiful, yes.
1 from 4.
Done.
Well done, not bad.
What did I go? I got one.
Well, I wanted to thank you, Brent, for joining me and Nana today in the studio and sharing your stories. I'm sorry that we've run out of time, but it was another brilliant session. And Nana, what did you take away from today?
The passion that Brent had at such a young age to follow his dream no matter where it took him. I think that's really inspiring, that you took every opportunity that came your way, and look at the career you've had from that. Yeah, no, thank you so much. And look, we were just a country family just battling our way through. So it doesn't matter where you come from or where you start, you just got to go for it. So yeah, thanks girls. I appreciate the opportunity. No, thank you.
Thank you, and good luck with fatherhood. We can't wait to watch Louis' journey next, so that he can say he's got a legend dad and a legend granddad, and you can now have a legend son. If any of our stories have inspired you and you'd like to be part of our athlete's journey, please reach out, as our sporting talent needs our support and encouragement so they can focus on being the best of the best without having to stress or worry about some real barriers. Be sure to tune in next time as we discuss and share more stories from our professional athlete world. Until next time. Thank you.